Okay, let me. Yeah, hi Sonu.
Hi, Shiv.
So here we are on our YouTube live. We will discuss
Yeah,
some success stories about success story about you. And I hope you are doing great.
yeah, it's all
So how
good.
are you?
Yeah, it's a nice day actually. It's a festive mode, right?
Yeah.
So everything is good. Yeah, even today it's a working day for me. I just
Okay.
finished it off.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So first, introduce you. Sorry, please introduce yourself to us, so we will
Yeah,
understand you about like your educational background and the things all you have done the courses.
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, everyone already it's there. Sonu Kiran. My name is Sonu Kiran. So I'm graduate. I have graduated in the year 2020. It's a COVID batch. So from Chennai Satyabama University. So I'm from a non-IT background actually. I'm from biomedical engineering. So it's nothing related to CSC and nothing related to programming and all. But uh, yeah, later on I got interested in this machine learning and all these things. So I've gone through some institutes I've referred, I've seen all, I've gone through Google and everything. Then finally, I joined in this 360 DigiTMG.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was well experienced. I learned a lot. Got a best trainer, Barney Kumar sir. So yeah, so I done well. Then finally here, that's the thing.
Great, great, great. So, what's your job role in your current that company has offered you?
Yeah, so I'm a data analyst now. Like they offered me a role, data analyst
Hmm.
role. So yeah, we do the same what data analyst does actually. So we go through that all things. We get raw data. We have to clean that and we have to analyze that and we have to go with that, right? So that is the thing. Data
Okay,
analyst.
so what is your company name?
It's ZignaAI. It's a startup actually. So it's dealing with their own products actually, totally into healthcare industry now. They deal with all payments of
Hmm.
not Indian, not in our national payments and all. Like in US healthcare, we have many kind of payments and payers and their providers and all that. So they want to make all those things easy. So they are coming up with an application. So we get huge amounts of data. So that's the project going on now.
Okay,
So
so now you are currently working on some project.
yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Okay. And what the procedure did you follow to apply the job, like for this one?
yeah, actually, procedure in the sense, first thing is we have to go through all the concepts. Like we have to know the concepts and not only concepts. Knowing the concept is fine, but you have to know where to use that and where not to use that. That is the most important thing. You have to get it. So after that, once we are prepared, we have to work on some real-time projects. We have to go on real-time projects in the sense also like we have to go through some use cases as well. If any industry has already completed that project, we have to know how that project went and how they achieved that thing, how they cleared all those milestones, what all steps they followed. We have to go through some all those blocks and everything. Like you will get it. By that you will understand what's happening in a company and what is the overview of a project, like how to deal a project and what will be the roles in a project. So all those things. So once we are perfect in that, we can directly apply for that. And yeah, experience is needed. So projects are must. You have
So
to.
you have done some projects. How many projects you have completed? Tell me.
Yeah, I have done like 4 or 5, I think. Yeah, 4 or 5 in 360 DigiTMG. I worked as an intern there.
Mm-hmm.
So I handled 2 projects, and as well like I worked as a student. I worked on 2 other projects. So it's totally a 4 thing. And yeah, it's a good experience like working on projects and we make mistakes and we get like experience with those mistakes. Like we'll understand, okay, this is not to be done and this to be done. So that's great actually. Yeah, it's good experience.
Okay, so can you give me a brief idea of your any project, like so I will understand what the project you are doing there and what the procedure they follow.
Okay, like when my first project, like we are not like we don't know, right? Like we are the freshers, we are freshers in that particular role, so we feel nervous. One thing, like other thing is like we don't know. Okay, we got the data now, what to do? So that first project, like we faced all the hurdles and we crossed them. So like first thing when we get the data, so first I suggest is like we have to understand what is the data first, not just that directly jumping into coding and all that. Have to understand the data first, and then we have to what's happening to the data and what we have to bring out, like what output we have to get it. Once we know that, like then we have to follow all the steps, like based on the data we have, what kind of tools we use and what kind of procedures we follow and all that. We can do that, and many of them guided us in our first project, so later on we got experienced. Yeah.
Okay. So, great. That's great. So, as you told me, you are all from non-technical background. I'm
Yes.
also from non-technical background.
Yeah.
So, how it's feel in the starting? Like, in the starting, we have to do the coding in the Python and R. So, how it's feel in the
Yes.
starting?
Yeah, I started learning coding in my final year. Yeah, it's like from third or final year of my engineering. So it's a good start there. And also like when we do that, yes, it's like, what is this stuff actually? Like how should we code, or like why it's like multiple lines of code and how can we do it? But when you're practicing, and like practicing is must. So when we practice a lot, it will be easy for us. And yeah, programming is must, coding is must, and we have to learn at least one programming language. And nowadays, everyone are using Python, so you have to know Python. Unless like we implement things, like we know how to analyze, we know how to do that, but if you don't know how to code, it's nothing, right? Like we have to bring some output and show them. So
Yeah,
you have
right.
to code actually. Yeah, coding is must, and like because as freshers, like like each and every company they look for. Even like they need a full packed data analyst or data scientist. They are not just like, okay, you give ideas, we hire another programmer for you. No, it's not like that. So
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
to know coding as well.
So you are telling us like it's all about practice, 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 and
Yeah,
this is the process.
practice, because like we don't know, right? Coding is like not only one line we use for several years, because based on use case we'll be coding on different scenarios, we will be coding on different things. So it's just like practice thing. Once you are good with basics and then you practice on complexity, when you are increasing complexity, definitely you will get it. Can easily.
So actually, I generally prefer Python as it's not only just English. I
Yes.
thought I am from mathematical background, so
Yeah.
I prefer it's like math. Like if
Yeah,
you do
that's it. Like
practice,
behind every programming also we have math actually. Like whatever array we construct or whatever list we take, everything like back end we go with that math itself. So like yeah, we need math also.
so
So
it's the
it's
concept is math. So for that you have to
yes,
do lots of practice and
yes,
yeah, got it.
that's it.
Mm, okay. So, what the additional help did you 360 provided apart from this course?
Yeah, actually, like after my course, like 6 months of my training of both the data science and AI. After
Mhm.
that, yeah, I got an call from Sharat sir, and then they invited, like they asked, they've gone with some interview kind of thing. So they picked me up as an intern. So I joined as an intern from there. Like yeah, because the most helpful thing is like. As a fresher, when we apply from a non-IT background, like the resumes, definitely we won't get selected first. because we are from a non-IT background and we don't have a good projects in our resume. So definitely it's a big thing to get selected. So when I done my internship, from then onwards, like when I got that experience and when I added my projects in my resume, then I got some replies from some companies. So that is what, yeah, it's a big help for me actually. So and all other things like yeah, they used to give multiple tasks in internship when I done my internship. So it helped me, like I used to dig over all the concepts again and I had to prepare some of the questions and all that practice and all that thing. Yeah, it helped me a lot there. So it's nothing like once we read it, we definitely we can't remember all the time all the concepts. So this all internship, when I've gone through all this internship time, I've been keep on revising and keep on explaining and keep on doing that. So it helped me a lot, like that.
Okay, so yeah, you are also from non-technical
Yes,
background. So how
yes.
did you decide to switch to data science path? Where did you get the idea to you should try with this one, data
Yeah,
science and
actually,
360 digit MG?
so actually, why I selected data science is like something the same thing. Like I've gone through many many roles are there, like web developer is there and we have and all those things, but something machine learning and AI they attracted me a lot first thing. So then when I gone through everything, I found out, like as I am from a bio background, I'm a biomedical engineering background, so I felt interesting, like using AI in biology and all that, machine learning in biology and all that. So finally I got interest in that, and then later on I searched many institutes, like I've gone through many things, but finally I got landed on 360. So yeah, I got a nice mentor actually, like whatever he explained, like it's damn straight. So that's it, like it's nice. It's a nice experience actually.
And apart from this course, data science course,
Yeah.
I guess they are providing also the value added session for Python, R, and
Yeah.
SQL.
Yes.
So, what is? Would you like to do tell
Yes,
us some
yes.
comment on that?
Yeah. So actually, yeah, not only data science, they have gave Tableau is there and the value added sessions, Python, R, and all. Yeah, they have gone through all the basic concepts of what Python, R, and everything, SQL. And nowadays, yeah, I'm seeing the group also. They are coming up with some other things also, like all Docker and everything. It's good start actually. We have to know everything, like at least not knowing the whole thing, but what tool is used for which thing, we have to know that at least, like because we don't know when to use which tool, right? So
Mm.
in a company, when we go into a company, it's like vast, like many tools will be there and many of them uses many tools. So it's just like it's a great thing, like when they start on doing all these validated sessions, so it's a good thing so that every student can know, like okay, what is this particular tool and what are all the basic concepts of that and everything. It's a good start actually.
And what about this? What is that? Sorry, just a second. Uh, Mind map.
Yeah, yeah, mind map actually, like seriously, sometimes even now I just open that and sometimes I refer it actually when I need a particular like overall view, like when it's not like a deep dive thing, but overall view, whenever we want to give it just a glance of something, so we can, it's very helpful actually. Yeah, even sometimes I use it now also, like even in my company, sometimes I just open mind map, I just see that okay, yeah, yeah, this is also, then I'll
Yeah.
get it. So yeah, it's a very good thing actually.
Okay, great.
Yes, yes.
So now you are also looking at the mind map. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I refer actually because every time, like there are many sub branches and sub branches. Like you can't go to each and every topic all the time. Like you can't go through the whole topic. So for an overview and everything, you can just go through that. It's a good
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's totally depend on the project what you are doing and the
Yes,
domain knowledge there.
yes.
So. Mm. Okay. Any extra? Can you tell me like some question that interviewer asked you about, like in the in that interview?
Yeah,
That.
okay. Like in interview, first thing is like they'll go with some basic programming, like some based on interviewer it will be, and based on companies it will be all the coding interviews and all. It's totally based on company, because some companies need a core programmer as well as a data analyst, and some companies they just look out for some data analyst role or something. So like programming is something like basic questions. At least like you have to know what are all uh, like lambda functions, and what are all like things and all regularly we use in data analysis and everything. Those all concepts you have to get perfect in. And other thing is whatever you kept in your resume, either any tool or any project or anything, you have to know that, because suppose you are adding some other tool like the SQL or PostgreSQL or NoSQL, what interviewer thinks is you are good at that tool. So at least you have to know the basics, and you have to do at least some work on that particular tool. Unless doing that, you can't. I mean, like I'll suggest not to put that particular tool in your resume, because if suppose in your if at all it's your bad luck, like if at all he comes up with that particular tool like that, you know only a level like beginner level, so you are just ended up over there. So that's one thing. And other thing is like whatever project we put in our resume, we have to explain from the beginning to the end in a clean way, like what how you got the data, and from where you got the data, how you analyzed, and what are the steps you have taken, and what are the tools you used, and which point you used, and why you used that. Everything you have to explain, and it should be a crispy thing. Like you should not go like 5 to 10 minutes. You have to explain within 3 to 4 minutes, and he has to understand that within 3 to 4 minutes. So that is how, and you have to be confident. Other thing, like you should not joke off like just sitting over there and like thinking about your project. Then he might definitely like he might think. So that's the thing, man.
Okay. So you are giving me so much suggestion about your
Yeah,
company and the interview also. That will be great for our viewers also.
yeah.
And how many interview you have given before this one?
Yeah, I've given 4 interviews before this. Yeah, before getting into this company, I've given four. Yeah, my first interview. Yeah, it's I said like based on interviewer and based on the company, it will be. My
Mm-hmm.
first interview, it's totally into statistics and nothing programming, and it went through like SQL and probability questions and what else like no programming and nothing. Just we went through some basic NLP questions and basic Python questions, and then he went into like probability, permutations, combinations, and statistics, where to use what, and like he gave some scenarios. He told that what will you use in this particular case, what will you use in this case. So those kind of things he asked. He didn't even touch programming at all. So he told me finally he told me that thing like data analyst is the not only like coding and all, it's totally like math also. You have to know like what to use and when to use it that particular point of time. So then from that mistake I learned for the next
Mm-hmm.
interview. So everything went well, but the next interviews like it went a hard coding, like total into coding part. So they have given some shared screen and they gave some questions to solve at the same spot.
Okay.
So it's, like that it will be there. So yeah, I got nervous. I didn't do that actually.
Yeah.
So this company, what I got, they have sent me questions actually, question they mailed me. So they gave me a day time. They asked me to give a clear report of that data and analysis of that whole thing. So that is fine. Like we can crack at least that thing. So yeah.
Mm. Okay, great. So, uh, any extra skill that are required apart from what you have gone through? If you yes, then what is that?
Actually, first thing, as I told, like you have to know each and every concept in depth.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know like knowing concept is one thing, and applying on a particular data, what happens to that data, you have to know that as well. So that kind of understanding is needed. And other thing is like coding is needed, definitely. Python and all, and SQL, at least one database. You have to go, you have to know at least one database, so that nowadays, like, like in CSE and everyone, they are going with, they are learning many things, right? And they are learning DBMS and all that. So what every company expects is like the one who is, whom we are hiring. So he must be good at some database and one visualization tool and a particular programming language and all that. Apart from that, yeah, you have to know some, and you have to understand the concept first, like you have to understand the problem and all that.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
any suggestion to the new aspirants?
It's just like new suggestions in the sense, I nothing like, but whatever they are doing, they have to understand first, they have to know, they have to, one thing I saw from everyone, they have to search. First thing is like they have to go, they have to search, they have to understand with themselves. That self-learning is must. That's what I.
Yeah, okay. So,
There's nothing like learning whatever has been taught or whatever we listen. Not only that, we have to go through each and everything. Like we have to see when we are buying a product, we roam, like we go to 4 shops and we see, right? So in the same
yeah.
way, like you have to go through each and everything. You have to learn and you have to compare and you have to learn. That is what you will understand.
Okay, so you are telling me to, if you are doing something, then give your 100%
Yeah,
there.
not only like you have to go with some 4 to 5 use cases, like just knowing a concept and using on one use case, it doesn't matter. Like okay, you know only that particular use case, but in other use case you might use it differently. In other particular use case you might use the same algorithm in a different manner. So you have to do self learning. Everything can't be taught in class also, so you have to learn. So you have to learn yourself and you have to understand the concept in that level.
Okay, now our viewers, if you have any question, you can ask in the comment below. Then we will look into this. Please write your questions if you have some. I'm waiting for you. Questions. So no, we will wait for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
okay. So what about your, like you have done some other degrees. So it is useful for your in this job role.
Which one? I didn't get you actually.
Like you have done. What is your education background? Sorry.
Yeah, okay. It's biomedical engineering actually. Yeah.
So
I'm from now. I'm working on a healthcare project. So I'm from a biomedical healthcare background. So yeah, it's helpful for me as well. Like I can understand it easily. Like whatever data we are getting, I can at least like it's something related to payments and all. Like we'll be having some prices and all that all as well. So but I can understand that. So we can go up with like it's
yeah,
helpful.
it's help you in the understand the domain knowledge. What
Yeah.
is like happening in the
Once we understand the data, like we can
hmm.
go with it, right? So that's it.
Understanding the data is the most important thing. Then you can
Yeah,
do
I
the
said this is
other
like
things also,
spending
like
time
coding.
on the data, and you have to come up with some good insights actually, like how data is and how you can module, like how you can modify that thing and all that. It all that is.
Okay, so uh, thank you, Sonu. I guess
Yeah,
there is no question from our viewers,
yeah,
so we can wind up now. It
yeah,
was great, nice to talk to you,
yeah,
and it was
sure.
a good meeting
Yeah,
to.
bye.
Yeah, thank you, Sonu.
Yeah, bye.